In case you haven't heard, my name is Anthony Goodson. Before I introduce my page, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We are restoring a Raleigh Road French Provincial 1960s, 70s version nightstand. It's gonna be a fun little ride here. This is back to new. All right, I gotta open these drawers up. See there, Raleigh Road. Don't worry about the blurriness, just trust me. You can Google it to see if that name actually exists. See the weights back there? Back to new is more than just furniture restoration. I'm gonna start restoring this body of mine. Let's get started. All right, first thing I must do is take these handles off, and I'm gonna reuse these handles. I actually like them. Plus it kind of keeps that French Provincial, that timepiece look to it. I don't wanna put any updated handles on there. And I'm gonna flip this so it's a little bit cheaper. Now, I'm taking this face off. I've seen lots of people do this on YouTube, and I kind of wanted to recreate it. I say all the time, I'm good at recreating, just not real good at being creative. But my gosh, this thing was hard to take off. If I'd have known it was this hard, I would have just painted over that or did whatever. Now, spoiler alert, I'm gonna tell you now, this is not real wood. The outside, of course, is, but once you start taking all this stuff off, then you get into the meat and potatoes of things, and you realize real quick, it's not real wood. You'll see that here in just a second too. But first things first, let's get a good cleaning going on. And now I have to mark it. So I'm marking it so I'll know exactly where to put the drawers. So this is nightstand 1, nightstand 2, and this is the top drawer of the second one. And this is the top drawer of the first one. Now you see I took those off. That's just cardboard, I guess. And yeah, I do have the clips. I know everybody's like, you need to get some clamps. I have clamps. I just didn't feel like pulling them out. So I used these because they were sitting next to me. More cleaning. Look at those guns. Or excuse me, pew-pews. I don't know, can I say guns when I'm talking about my arms? Or should I say pew-pew? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say any of it, but these jacked up arms. Somebody tell me how to get that stomach flat again. So at this point, I didn't know exactly what was going on the top because I thought it was real wood, but you know, I could tell that it was particle board and cardboard or whatever on the drawers, but I didn't know exactly what was going on here. And quickly I learned as I started sanding it down that this was not gonna be a stain situation, which is what I wanted it to be. Instead, this is gonna be a shellac situation, and then of course I'm gonna have to paint it. For those of you who don't know, you have to put some shellac here so it don't boil up and swell up, maybe is a better word. But now I'm putting some Bondo on, and this Bondo helps close those lines, those gaps, and it also helps with that particle that's sticking out as well. And then I'm gonna just sand it on down. So the whole piece must be painted. I guess I could stain some of it, but again, I couldn't be creative enough to figure that out. So now what I'm doing is I'm putting on some primer on the entire piece. So the original plan, I want to go to Lowe's and I want to change the face. As you know, I took the original face off, but now I want to put some lines going vertical. This might be neat. But then I started thinking, what guy would actually want something like this? And I would need about 6 of these or $16 a piece. That would cut into your profit. So this plank here is what I decided to go with. It's cheap. As you can see in the background, I'm just gonna cut this up. That way I don't have to do individual piece, just one piece. So I decided to measure, get all my measurements together, and then saw. Now, I am a guy. I don't have a sawing table and all those things. So what you're about to see, ladies, if it's a woman watching in a bit, it's probably not the safest thing in the world, but it worked. So I'm putting some more Bondo on the front face there so I can get that nice and kind of solid or hard so that it will, take the glue or whatever I decide to put on there. There we go. It worked. It didn't work. The saw worked, but the idea didn't work. So then I went to Amazon and bought these individual pieces here. So now I'm putting the glue on. It takes about 6 to go across. And I didn't have enough clamps. I don't think I showed it in the video, but I used a bunch of paint cans to keep this thing down, and it worked. Now what we're doing here is we're working with a two-tone. Before I get to that, I don't have a strainer. I'm out of them. So I had to mix a little bit of water. I mixed it up really, really well. And you'll see in just a bit that it came out clear. So I know most people are like, you should use a strainer to get the thick chunks out. But I didn't feel like going back to Lowe's. You know how it is. You go a couple times and after a while, you're like, okay, enough's enough. But as you can see here, it's spraying out pretty nice. And though it's sped up, it gave me a pretty good coverage. It's a nice green. This green looks amazing right here on camera. I don't know what happened to the lighting in the final reveal, but it's interesting. It didn't come out the same. Maybe I should have taken it outside. I don't know. And I got the faces on. You have to do a little bit of sanding, some scuff sanding. I could have stained this, which is what I wanted to do originally, but the original wood, the original drawer back there, I didn't feel like sanding that all the way down, and I didn't know how it'd look. With so much work, I didn't want to just make a bad decision on all that work and then end up having to paint it anyways. So now I'm completely done with painting. I think I cut a lot out of this shot, so now I got some polyacrylic that I'm pouring in here. I'm mixing in with my paint. Stir that up real well. And now I'm sealing it. This top coat. Still no chunks. So the top is more of a grayish kind of color. It's looking white on here. And actually it looks white in real life too. But it should have been gray. When you compare it to the white, you could definitely tell the difference between the two. But definitely a two-tone, and it looks really good in person. Okay, now I'm boiling the handles. That's a little bit of a before and after. The top is before, the one on the right is before, so it looks about the same. It wasn't that big of a difference after I cleaned it, so what I did is I spray painted with some rustic gold. I don't know if I was drilling through concrete or what the deal was. Maybe it was all that glue, but this thing was smoky. All right, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And here's a reminder of what it looked like before, and here's what it looks like after.